just to be present about everything, next Wednesday, my daughter gets married. And
congratulations.
This is my mom's wedding ring.
Oh, wow.
She died 10 years ago this month.
Mm.
So I'm just in that space. And
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
If I'm a little melancholy today, that's my energy.
Cool.
Oh, it's just, 3 girls, and she's the eldest, and if she's getting married, it's great. It's all good. Everything's pretty much organized. Literally, everything is pretty much organized. It's just, suddenly it hit me yesterday that my mom and dad. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on.
All right.
And it's Friday the 13th. Woohoo!
It is Friday the 13th.
Every day is Friday the 13th for me.
Ow!
I had a lovely visit to ER this week. Oh, bless her.
That's no good.
Her daughter had an emergency appendicitis and had to have it removed.
Yeah, we've chatted a bit. I did mine 2 years ago. 2 years ago in August.
I remember it.
Yep.
She's doing pretty good. She's moving around.
There you go.
Getting along.
Oh, just give me, sorry, 1 second. Hey, Ellen. Good. My calls have just dropped it. That's good. So what do you want me to add you to? Yep. Okay, I'll organize that today. Okay. All right. Sorry, my 2 daughters have already left and they were calling from the airport, so I just needed to make sure there wasn't an emergency. Yeah. Just don't forget to book my data plan, Dad. Sorry. Okay. Right, we're all yours.
Well, and I don't know how you do these meetings per se. I certainly have thoughts and I certainly have questions and things on my agenda, but I originally thought I was,
okay.
you're
so obviously,
figure out what you do. And
Eileen's not here today because, as you know, she's started her vacation today. So Arnhem and Eileen sit next to each other all the time. I'm recording this, so Eileen will be able to watch it when she's back as well.
Okay.
So that's totally fine. I think we're getting the Hootsuite thing all fixed, and we put an extra check in place to sort of monitor that every day now. So that should never happen again.
Okay.
Melissa and I spoke this morning about how we're getting the information for the newsletters and the blogs and stuff. So I think, we got those glitches together. What I would like to do, probably, is to have Melissa and I is to spend some time looking at the Infusionsoft open rates and the click-through rates. My gut, Joanna, is that I think we have too many options in the same newsletter. Giving them 4 different choices. I don't know your audience as well yet because I haven't looked at your Infusionsoft, but my guess is that there shouldn't be more than 2 unless there's something exceptional. Because I think once you go past 2, but I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong to your audience.
Yeah, and I'm open to revamping it. I do think 4 is a lot. There was a lot in there yesterday, and I toyed with pulling some of them out. But timing-wise, I was like, I'm going to trust.
Yeah, it could be good. I just need to go back and have a look at who opened. Yeah. It's a bit soon yet. Give it to the end of the weekend anyway to let people get through their emails.
Yeah.
One thing I would love to change up is your header image is always the same. And, if someone's scrolling through the phone and it's always the same, although the image doesn't pop up until they click, I think it would be good to either have a few rotational banners. Maybe it's color themed for different seasons, but I always try and do a different header at the top of my email to gain some interest to begin with. And it may well even be, once we get into the Zoom Facebook Live strategy, that the opening piece of the email is actually a video link. And the caption could be, I need to talk to you about something, please watch this video. And the eWomen Network have been talking about this a lot lately. They're saying that when they do that strategy on their email campaigns, their open rate improves by about 70 to 80% because people are so darn curious about what do you need to talk to them about. So, I mean, obviously we can't embed the video in the email, so it's a YouTube link with a screenshot of the YouTube player, and then they just click it and it opens. So I think that could be interesting to try as well.
Well, it's not just the image, like you embed the link and
yes, yeah, but it doesn't.
It's not, not right there. Yeah, I'm with you.
So that I think we could look at that just going forward, and then spicing up some, the signature at the bottom. I mean, I love the fact that you say, let's go play on social, and we just have the social links. But I think people see that all the time, and it just becomes blah.
Yep.
So I wonder if, even if we went to the bottom site, my favorite place to play is Instagram. And in fact, I'm just starting Instagram stories. Why don't we hang out there rather than 6 links and nobody clicks any of them, sort of thing. So sort of play with some different things, just to spice it up. You're the spice up person. So we want to bring the bedroom into the email and mix a few things up, I think. I think that would really start to make a difference.
Okay, cool. And we can have, yes, yeah. I think header image and signature. Signature was one of the things on my list because before we went in and, you suggested putting my picture onto Gmail, which we can do. But before we did that, I wanted to see if we had a strategy so that we didn't change things twice.
No, understood. Yeah, no, I really like e-signatures on and even with the blog, we use a plugin called Starbucks. So it's basically registering your authorship with WordPress. So wherever you write, WordPress picks up your authorship. It's free, and it'd be worth doing that, I think, to be able to. And it also gives you another first page link on Google because of that WordPress piece as well. So if we tie that into the blogs, and your picture is always going to be at the bottom of the blog anyway. Okay. And then something similar for an e-signature. That's Page designed mine, and I really like it. It's colorful. It's all embedded. And once you pick which picture you want, but we've used that same picture of the side headshot of you for a long time. If you've got a new favorite one, then time to change it up a bit.
Yeah, that one, that shot definitely actually I was noticing that this week. That's actually still an older shot. So, moving to the purple, maybe.
Yeah. The other thing that I had on my agenda was if you decided to come out of the closet yet about your relationship.
It was in. No, actually, did I end up posting that?
If you did, I missed it. I'm sorry.
No, I was thinking about something last weekend, and then I didn't end up posting it.
I think that would be a great topic. And also, if we can get a really good picture of the two of you with the dog or something, that would be super awesome too. Yeah.
Let me.
No pressure, but yeah.
Yeah, so I got that on my, let's look at this month. And just reminding myself about sharing the life photos. I have taken a few life photos, but I haven't shared. I haven't got them over you yet.
I'm finding with social media, the schedule posts and the motivational graphics are exactly what we need as filler, but the home runs are the spontaneous in the moment. I literally did a post last night, which was me holding a glass with it, which had some port in it, and I was just being very melancholy, and I just went, I'm just sitting here with a glass of port. And I remember the very last time my parents were together when I met them, we found a bottle of vintage port in the back of a cupboard, and we opened it up, and suddenly I had that memory. The engagement that I've had out of that simple, it's just a picture of my hand holding a glass. But the comment that came with it totally resonated with people, and I'm getting huge engagement. And I've had it all week because I asked people, one of my comments, because my suit arrived for the wedding, because it was a bit last minute, because the one that I ordered didn't fit. So I had to reorder it, and it came. So that was like, my suit arrived, I'm good to go, And then my second post was, I haven't finished my Father of the Bride speech. Does anybody have any advice? And And none of these were clickbait. These were genuine questions. And then just that reflection about my mom and the vintage port. My engagement on social media has been ridiculously high, higher than a long time. And it's just matter of fact, what's life for me this week?
Yeah.
And it's
Are you posting those on your personal page or your business page?
This is my personal page.
Okay.
Truthfully, I'm struggling enormously with a lot of the business pages that we manage. Not all of them. The nursing home ones are doing awesome because that demographic is old female who just love Facebook. But the busy people, we're getting much more engagement on Instagram, especially the Instagram videos, than anything else. But Facebook's a pain, and I actually disbelieve that analytics right now. I know I can't prove it, but when I do a post that had, I'm just very interesting about this yesterday. It pops up. We've had a post with 17 likes and 8 comments, and it's telling me it reached 100 people. That's absolutely not possible. That is completely wrong. Because typically a post with 8 live comments and 17 likes and whatever, that would be in the multiple hundreds. Absolutely would. So I don't even know if I can trust Facebook analytics, which, what do you do?
Right.
But that's so, obviously we're trying to inspect the data, but I actually think the data is wrong, certainly on my page. So eyeballs is the other thing, because if someone's just doing this and they see your post and then they carry on without clicking,
yeah,
registering, but you're still in the feed. And that's where those capturing images, which are just a little different and less structured, totally catch people's eye.
Yeah, my kids, my boys are 13 and 14. They keep telling me that Facebook is for old people and Instagram and Snapchat is where I need to be. Yeah, all the time. They're like, nope, because on Facebook. So yeah, it's definitely, they remind me on a daily basis.
Snapchat conversation a long time ago. I use it to communicate with a number of clients and a number of personal friends. And I've even seen Jeff Walker recently advertise on Snapchat, and it's cheap. It's still a way out there demographic. I don't know if it's yours, Joanna, realistically. Whereas IGTV, I am 100% convinced is the right way to go.
Cool.
Yeah, I told you I was following that lady, Leslie Gustafson, the relationship therapist in, she's quite near you.
Littleton, I think, or Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, and she is dominating IGTV like from the day it started, and she's broadcasting every day, and it's very up close, her almost like this close to it. And I can't see her demographic, but she's definitely using it a lot, and obviously getting a lot of response by the way she's saying that I had a question about. So obviously she's doing that. And that's another new thing with Instagram just 2 days ago. Rather than a poll, they actually put a question. So you can now ask a question on your Instagram account and people will answer back. And it's a little convoluted how you reply to them. It's almost like we have to create a text box to do replies.
Yeah, my son does that as well all the time.
Yeah.
Since it came out, yeah, nonstop.
Yeah, but that's so, I mean, you've got the advice. I mean, if we're out, and obviously I saw somebody said, you guys, I can't see your profile when you ask a question like that. Really? Think about it. I mean, they were obviously very rude.
Wait, what?
So I was watching a lady's feed and it just says, ask me a question. So you don't know, the public don't know what those questions are. But from her response, he said, you guys do realize that when you ask me a question, I can see who you are, and so much as say, yeah, like I'm really going to answer that question.
Right, gotcha.
And you will get some of that, obviously, because of your nature of the business. But
yeah,
I think that's something else that we could definitely explore because it's new and hip and happening, and that's where the engagement's at right now.
Yeah, and we in the mastermind we've been talking about, which is a similar thing, but Quora, Quora, and what was the other place? Oh, askthepublic.com or something like that.
I've heard of Quora. I've not really ever used it as a strategy, but I don't know the other one.
I want to say it was called askthepublic.com. I'll have to look it up, but different ways, that same concept of, starting to answer questions out there.
If we were to go anywhere else right now, the one platform I'd put you into is Medium, which is a much more hipster blogger platform. It kind of took over from Tumblr, and most of the thought readers now have a really good Medium account, and it's pretty much repurposing the same blogs, but in Medium. And it's very much like an American typewriter sort of font kind of place. It's just for blogging, but it's owned by Twitter, but it's very, very good.
Do you do much with YouTube?
A lot more than we used to, and more so a lot more now. I mean, with Instagram sort of really upping their video game and opening up IGTV, YouTube brought out a whole new player 2 days ago. So it's almost like to take on Apple Music and Instagram at the same time. And Google's putting a ton of effort into getting YouTube back into the contemporary hipster vein, I think. So, and it's ideal for search, because as soon as Google indexes, the first thing they do is looks at Google My Business and then looks at YouTube before anything else. So the more we use that, because there's a YouTube Live function as well now, that is as strong as Facebook Live.
Yeah, years ago, Google Live or YouTube Live was pretty sucky, but I haven't used it for a long time.
Yeah. So I've got a number of people that are actually multi-broadcasting. So they're on using the Facebook Live with Zoom, as we talked about, to get that out. And then they're also using IGTV to do an Instagram Live, and then also doing a YouTube Live. Some people are still, I have one lady that she broadcasts on 7 platforms at the same time, including Twitch and a couple of other ones. But I don't recommend that. But yeah, we got to get that live piece into it.
Are they doing Facebook Live, IGTV Live, and YouTube Live simultaneously? Or
IGTV Live, IGTV isn't live. You have to make a video and then upload it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but you can do Instagram Live. If you do a portrait and save it before you share it, then you can reshare it. But if you don't forget to save as soon as you're done, then you can't get it.
Okay.
And the biggest difference now is with IGTV is it's portrait. And I've spent years telling everybody broadcast in TV shape, and now they just said, hey, everybody holds their phone this way. Isn't it time to change the rules? Which I agree with. It's just means we tried to repurpose some of your videos already by using a different player and zoning it in. But it means it cuts off some of the captions and stuff. But that's what we tried to do with what we had so far.
Got it. Well, and I have most of it. If you're downloading it from YouTube, it depends on when you say captions. It's not the stuff that we loaded in, but the things that are on the video itself. Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah. So just going forward, I think, we've got to be cognizant of that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my piece. Melissa, do you have some feedback from the way things are working for you getting everything?
Oops, sorry, I had to find the button. I think we're getting it. It was just a matter of, we were a little unsure of who was doing what at first. Because I think we were in an assumption that the blog was getting done by Teresa. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was just didn't realize that it was on us. That was all. So I think we're getting it now, understanding a little bit better. I think we'll be good.
I just try to communicate via Slack the most, because in between client appointments, it's faster for me to look there because I know those are the things that might be urgent. And then just try to have newsletters and stuff in a standard location. But yeah, in my mind, you guys are doing everything. Website, you guys have outbound marketing. Teresa has communications.
Okay.
So anything outbound marketing, in my mind, is on your side.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, got it.
Okay. And does it work for you to communicate via Slack and then for me to post things into the folders on Drive? Okay.
Yep, that works.
And then we can keep working on, so if we're revamping, so one of the things that helps me get clear on who I need to respond to or work with at what timing is, like, do we want to try to revamp the newsletter this month, given that there's a launch going on? And if so, is it a quick thing, or who am I working with on that? Or do we want to delay that for a month? I'd
like to change it now so that we get higher traction, so that as we go into launch, we've got a better engaged audience.
Okay.
It's more cosmetic. It's not a lot of new work to do it. It's more on our end, but I know what that should look like. So.
Okay. So that's something that you can communicate with Melissa, and then you guys just let me know how you want me to provide any content different.
We just need your new go-to picture, which one you want to use.
Okay, so Teresa, that's a Colleen thing. Well, actually, yeah. Do you want me to just get you the picture, the photograph, or do you want me to have her design a different header?
If she could design a different header, I think, or maybe even a couple of options so that we could rotate a few, that would be really useful.
Okay, Teresa, can you record that one for me in Zoom? Header to Jonathan. All right. Okay. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and change, and do you guys like this? I'm going to change the name of the newsletter to Love Potions.
Ooh,
I like that one.
I like that.
Cool. So
everybody loves a quickie, but we've been having quickies for a long time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That's why I was like, it's time, and the focus is becoming more and more love, with passion being the secondary piece.
It took me to a brain image of a little cartoon character of you, like the Tabitha in Bewitched. You know the little, you should do that with the nose.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun. I don't know what we could do with that, but yeah.
Okay. So, and then Love Potions is going to change. I don't know if you could, because that's the caricature is in such an interesting pose. But she might be able to take the face off the caricature and do something with it where there's a wink.
Exactly. Yeah. And to me, when I think of potions, I always think of like a big kind of cauldron with this purple essence coming out, and then the guy just breathes in the scent, and suddenly he's madly in love with the person he
right.
Kind of so. Yeah, that's fun.
All right. So let me see what comes up there. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else on your mind? Well, I know one question I needed to ask or answer for you, Melissa, and this is part of the future stuff. So if we talk GDPR and what else needs to happen, getting GDPR compliance fully implemented, there are, an easy one is, I know at some point we were planning on going back and doing adding the third-party cookies into the privacy and terms and conditions. So I don't know what your timing was on that, but I wanted to make sure we had it on our roadmap.
Actually, that's probably something I need to talk to Jonathan about, because I know that, and it's something I think, is that something you want us to do for her? Because I know you were going to have one of your other girls do all the GDPR, but do you want us to do Joanne's personally, or do you want the other girls to do it?
It's probably best if you do it, because you've got your hands on that a lot closer. So.
Okay, I kind of was leaving the rest of the GDPR since our
Arnhem and Paige have been rolling out a lot of the other ones, so the sort of the simple stuff. But yeah, in this instance, I think that would be.
And actually, this one was one where we had to I'll do all the pages for you specially. That's right, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that.
Yeah, I'll put it on my radar. I mean, are you selling anything on your? No. Okay, I'm just double checking. All right.
I sell breakthrough sessions, and then I'll be selling retreats. I'm not selling any products, but I am.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, the breakthrough session, I still have to change my language. We changed the name of that this week. Actually, so let me come back to that one. Let me finish GDPR so I stay on one topic. I can do squirrel. Oh, wait, that one leads me to this one. So the GDPR, the privacy policy stuff, and the third-party cookies. So that was one thing. Then the other bigger thing with GDPR was still getting my opt-in forms compliant. And I have 6, 8, 9 ways to opt in on my website. Mm-hmm. And none of them actually at the moment are GDPR compliant. Because the Love Library was GDPR compliant. That was our working test bed. And now we've been propagating that into the other forms. So those 9 opt-ins, there's 2 jumpstart kits, one for singles, one for couples. There are 3 gifts for women, 3 gifts for men. And then there's a web series opt-in. So that's the 9. The Jumpstart Kit campaigns are completely done GDPR compliant in Infusionsoft. And this is the one I was trying to communicate over Slack this morning. And so the only thing remaining for the 2 Jumpstart Kits is to take the code from the Infusionsoft campaign and put it into the Thrive.
Okay, got it. All right, got it. Okay, got it. Okay.
So those are being publicized in a summit tomorrow. So if we could get those 2 changed today, that would be super useful.
Okay.
Yeah, Melissa, it's all done. It just needs like she said, just the code, the form code from the campaign, just updated into WordPress.
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
And then I'm about 2 hours from being done with the 6 gift ones. And those will be ready by Monday or Tuesday.
Fantastic.
And that'll be the same thing, just change out the Thrive opt-in forms. And then I've got to go back and look at the web series one. I'm not even sure what's going on there. It's not been promoted in quite a while, but that'll be the last one. So that'll get opt-in forms compliant. I think that's it with that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Then let's go back to the breakthrough session thing. And so a week or so ago, I was like, I think I was standing in the shower and I'm like, I hate the name of the breakthrough session. And so the name Igniting Soul Love Session came up.
I like that.
Which is really, when you think about it, it's really tied into the brand story because it's that first spark that starts to transform things. And so it's igniting. So Colleen did a new logo for me this week. The new page is up on the site. I basically took the breakthrough session content and just tweaked it a tiny bit for the new message. Now, what probably isn't done is that, so I see you going to the site, go to Ecstatic Intimacy /igniting-soul-love-session. I don't remember if it has session.
No,
because I haven't gotten it on the menu yet. That was the next thing.
Yep, it is on the menu. I put it on the menu.
Oh, it is on the menu. Oh, yep. Cool.
And
Thank
Melissa updated the 3 steps. That's all done.
Oh, sweet. Oh, you guys rock.
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
The only thing we're still waiting for is the banner and the mark from Colleen. I haven't gotten.
Okay. So that's good for you guys to know. So the Accessing Soul Love session is up there.
Yeah. Okay. I need to say something. It's not a bad thing. Well, here's my problem, and I think I just need to become clean with everybody here on this phone call because I don't know if this is going to work without it. I have somebody working for me that handles a lot of the simpler stuff for you, like the VA stuff, and I do the harder stuff, and you've been communicating with her a lot more than me. And I didn't bring her in and introduce you because of Teresa. So I just want to know that if I bring her in, Teresa's going to keep her trap shut.
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
If I get a letter from CVA, I swear to God,
I'm going to come to your house. Yes. I don't tell people nothing.
Can I bring her on this call? Wait, no, she might have her kids, so I didn't give her a chance. All right. So I'm going to bring her in. It's going to make things a little bit easier. I just need to know that when that happens that I'm not going to have letters.
No.
Okay. All right. We can go forward now.
Okay, cool. And I had the impression yesterday, I'm like, I don't think I'm talking with Melissa, and she put her name, I don't remember her name now, but.
Yeah. I was kind of like, I don't really know what's going on here. Let me just keep everything on down low for a minute.
Okay.
So, okay.
Thank you.
All right. So there you go.
So John, you guys see the logo when you scroll down on the page. I really like the new logo.
Yeah.
So.
Really good.
Yeah. So, basically now what I'm also doing is, so now tie this into the opt-in campaigns and the new session name. Those opt-in campaigns all immediately from email number 1 started inviting them into breakthrough sessions. And so Teresa and I talked last week, maybe it was earlier this week, that I would drop all the promotion out of that first series. So it's a week long of just the gifts. And then move them into this new indoctrination series that I did for the Love Library that will pop them out of the week long gift series into the 4-part indoctrination series. And at the end, the last, actually it's an 8-part, no, 7-part, I think, 6 or 7-part indoctrination. Yeah, it's 6, because then there's 3 emails about me and what I do, and then 3 emails about the new Igniting Soul Love sessions.
Yep.
Did I explain that so that you guys understood it, or did I jumble it?
Yeah, I got it.
So it's basically what I'm saying. Part of what I'm saying is if you see breakthrough session referred to anywhere, we need to get it switched out to Igniting Soul Love session. And part of the good part there is most of the places that I was using breakthrough session were in these gift emails, and I'm pulling it out so that I add value for 7 emails before I ever make an offer.
Okay.
And then it'll go into the 3-part offer for the Igniting Soul Love session at a savings.
So they pay less than the $197 at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's $97 at that point.
Wow.
It's got a $100 promo.
Yeah.
And if they then buy into working with one of your programs, do they get a credit back for that at all?
Yep. Yeah, they get a few people will occasionally pay the $197, but either way, the $97 or the $197, if they buy into something else, they get that credited.
Good plan.
Yeah. Yeah, it works well. People love it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't expect it, and that's a good step of building trust. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that series.
Okay.
And again, I'm handling pretty much all of that with the exception of making those changes at the bottom and changing out the header, which we'll get back to you. But all the email content, just because I have to rewrite the language, I'm doing it all right now. And since the emails are set up.
And then this is if they come to the retreat, the bonus is that they get one of those sessions, right?
Yes. Yes. So that's where I was going to go next, is this retreat launch. And that was the email that I sent to everybody on Tuesday, just to give everybody a heads up.
I got 2 monitors, so if I'm looking this way, it's because I'm reading the Google Docs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cool. And you responded to it, so it's right in the top of my inbox. So has everybody had a chance to see the launch overview?
So when you said Rhonda is working on an SOP for you for the Zoom Facebook Live?
She's not working on it, but she was trying to get me one from somebody else.
So you know this is through Zoom webinar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I always upgrade my webinar one before
the
launch.
Yeah.
So a huge chunk of this will be Melissa and I and team getting, the content set up. But conceptually, do dates make sense? Does structure make sense? Do the themes make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That we're following it up with then some local promotion.
Right.
Closer to the event. Because my furthest person that traveled in last time was from Toronto. So, I definitely had remote, long distance interest. So that's why doing it almost 8 weeks out, starting it almost 8 weeks out.
I've got another client near Denver, and I've got another client in Breckenridge. How far away is that?
Breckenridge is about less than 2 hours.
Okay.
90 minutes.
Okay. So he hasn't said yes yet, but if he said yes, I said to him about doing something at the end of September. So it might be that I might even be able to swing by personally.
Would love that.
Yeah, it's kind of on my radar. I'm just trying to see if the other pieces, because then it would be a 3-way split with them.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. So in terms of, I've got some structure for putting emails together. There are some campaigns that we can model from past stuff, but I've not done anything where it was this kind of 3-part series. So I don't have in the past, if it's just a single webinar, let's just go copy this campaign and update it. So I don't know if you guys have anything specific, in terms of a template. I have some templates where, I've done email content, but again, not for quite the 3-part series. So, feedback, suggestions on, how soon to start. If the first one is on the 8th, then I'm thinking starting promoting it on the 1st.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It would be good if we structure the actual Facebook Live schedule as well. So people can actually with Be Live TV, you can actually schedule.
Right.
But we don't use that. And, but you can still create Facebook events, for the lives so that people know it's coming up. And I think that's a good thing to do.
Okay. So let me put that in the document as well. Facebook events.
We have one lady that she does all her lives on her business page, but she does a pre-live jump about half an hour before on her personal page. And so she has a call every Friday at 9 on her business page. But at 8:30, she, it's so cool how you type and it just comes on my screen.
Yeah.
Still cool. So she does a personal one at 8:30 and just gives like a 10-minute, this is what I'm going to be doing at 9. If you want to come over, you can come to my business page and that's where I'll be. And that strategy has definitely helped get people over there.
Well, and I've used Be Live. I don't know that I can use Be Live and Zoom together.
You can't. Yeah.
I don't think I can pull that off.
It's one or the other.
That's what I thought.
The nice thing with Be Live is the scheduling. The nice thing with Zoom is obviously we're recording it, and then it also mirrors the image. So as on Facebook Live, everything's back to front if you were showing something, whereas Zoom doesn't do that.
Right. The other thing is there are some people that will not get on Facebook.
Yes.
So Zoom gives them the option to opt in the other way.
Yeah.
So I think, this is good. And so what's the best way? Because there's a lot of details to work out now. So, okay, we're going to do a week-long promotion starting on the 1st till the 8th. Then on the 2nd, we're going to start for the next one. And what does that, what are the key things that we want to do online or via email over the course of that week? And how do we how do we come up with that plan?
Right.
Good question. I'm more of the creative than the detailed strat written down guy. We're doing a program right now with a lady in Australia, and I plagiarized Lisa Sasovich's 2-month calendar as a PDF. So we're actually recreating it as a Word document, which is like 22 days out, 15 days out, 7 days out. Page, I think it's almost finished that. So we're going to use that as a template out of Lisa's EPS model. So I think what the best thing is, as soon as we've got that done, if we just make that a Google Doc, and then we can all access it and fill in the blocks, so we know what's coming up. We've got the dates, and then Eileen can very specifically, know what social posts to put which day, and we can all be sharing around that doc. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah. So, I was thinking we were way ahead, but the truth is, it's 2 weeks from next Wednesday.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is that right?
Seems like so far away, but it probably not.
So it would be, no, it's 3 weeks from next Wednesday. 1, 2, 3 weeks from next Wednesday. We start promo 2 weeks from next Wednesday.
Yeah, but the event starts on the 8th. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And Eileen's back on the 23rd, so yeah, that's ideal.
Okay. So, but for me to get email content written and then Melissa to have time to get the campaign set up, we need to have the early part of that early next week. Okay. So you're out starting Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not in communication, right?
I'm trying not to be.
Okay, and that's good. That's good. But so what I'm wanting to understand going into this, getting that document up, and how am I coordinating? Who are Teresa and I? How are we all?
I mean, Melissa's obviously on the case every day, and then Eileen obviously happens to be off next week as well. So Arnhem's stepped in instead of Eileen, and then Paige is in the team as well. So there's plenty of resources here. These guys work next to each other, so anything you need between the two of them, so that's design at and content at in terms of the 2 emails. Arnhem is content, and then the social we're just picking up Eileen's stuff as well, right?
Okay. So what I'm imagining is that predominantly it'll be Melissa and I filling in the promotional calendar.
Yeah.
And then the social, once we have the promotional strategy, then we can then social can fill in behind it. So one of the questions, like if we think through, where does IGT, can we start this conversation while you're available?
Absolutely, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I have another call at 10, so I've got, let's just say 10 more minutes. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like, where is there a short, I want to think through, where does IGTV fit? Where does, is there a short promo Facebook Live? Where does YouTube fit? Are we doing any other, promotions over? And the first week is going to be different than the second week, because the second week is going to have reruns from the first week as well as promo for the second week. So if we just kind of talk through what's the strategy for week 1 and what's the strategy for week 2 in terms of how are we integrating the different opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, obviously your IGTV viewing audience is low right now because they're not used to you being there. I'm just looking at your Instagram for a second. Because I think Instagram's our strongest lead gen right now, right?
I have no idea. I haven't seen any stats.
We will.
Sorry, that was just I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. 1 second, just bring you up.
Well, now that I know that my role is a little bit bigger than I actually realized, which is not a problem. is Slack the only thing you're using for project man? Well, it's that it's not a project manager.
Oh, I totally know it's
okay.
No,
Good. What are you using for? Because this is not. I think one of my biggest problems I have with a lot of clients, not you, but and I'm working on Jonathan, is it's not a project management system, and it's really hard. Especially they're like, because especially when the conversations are going, and you got to dig. It's too much, right? So
I am your advocate with Jonathan. I've been
Thank you.
for a year. He needs a project management system. Yes.
I agree.
Project management is like if he knew and he knows this. If I
offered to hire you to do it.
I tried to do it for you, and you know what you did? Oh, never mind. We don't need it. And I was like, okay.
No, absolutely. So, and Teresa is amazing, and this is why I say, I'm like, Teresa, can you document that? So all of that is being documented in Zoho Project Management.
Oh.
So
is that what you're using? Well, then invite me to that.
Yes, I will. We will totally invite you to that.
Get me in there.
Yes. And so we can build the projects with all the task lists and the subtasks and all that stuff in there. It will make me such a happy woman.
I'll be happy.
Cool.
Yeah, because right now I'm like marking stuff for you. I mark for myself to remind you. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, well then I'll send you an email from my assistant, and then you can add her too.
Yeah.
For all of our web build projects, we're using Basecamp, and we are extensively using it. You're not seeing that, Melissa, so much because it's not part of the web build until we get ready for.
I know you choose the one. You choose the one project management system I hate. Just like the one that's the worst to me. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We tried several, and they're just not intuitive for my brain.
I know. I think it's just different. I know there are people who love Basecamp, and I'm just not.
I use Basecamp. I used to for a lot of my clients actually.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Yeah. I compared it and I didn't like it as well. That's why I went with Zoho.
Yeah, I think it's just a personal preference. Doesn't mean that one's really better than the other. Yeah.
You just hang out and see what's going on every day, and it just really helps me.
So, are there anything? So, and I'm watching time, knowing you've got to go, Jonathan, and you're not going to be around. So now, yes, Melissa, let's build this plan in Zoho. Absolutely. Teresa's here to support us, and and all that. And then, and why don't you, Teresa, give Melissa admin rights so that she can play around with projects and see kind of the whole thing.
Okay.
So now with that, knowing we're going to build out a project around this, again, Jonathan, are there any, other than doing emails and doing Facebook posts and ads, are there anything else that we want, is there anything else that we want to do as part of this promo campaign? Besides, it'll be Instagram posts, Facebook posts, and
yeah, I think it's definitely the spontaneity that I watched Lisa Sasevich do something very different last time around with her live event. She kept doing these random live Instagram and Facebook sessions, and nobody really knew that it was coming up. And suddenly, I just came out of the gym. I just had this idea. And she's on Instagram Live, and everybody gets a notification that she was getting great engagement. And I think there was probably more structure than she led on. But I mean, she was hot and sweaty. She was out of the gym. She was at Torrey Pines. She was sitting on a bench. But those are the ones that actually got her the best engagement.
Okay.
And she was very generous. Like, I haven't. You are doing yourself a disservice if you don't come. It's not about me selling you something. It's about you not releasing your gift to the world that the world needs. You have a duty to yourself to turn up. And she didn't guilt people, but she made it in such a way as like, if I don't go, I'm a schmuck. Mm-hmm. And she got nearly 400 people at this event, which is very good for her because it's been hard to get people to live events. And her in-the-room sales were almost 2 million. It was incredible to watch.
That's awesome.
And a lot of people there were invested in coming, and they didn't need to be sold. They were ready to up level.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same for you. I mean, when people are like, another Friday night and you're sitting at home looking at the TV like, I should be out. Come on, you guys. There's a way to fix this. And it all starts with you and I having a chat, and then looking at what this live event might look like, because of course you're going to stream this one as well for the first time, right?
I'm not going to sell the streaming. I want new people in the room.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. All right.
It will be live streamed, but only for people that are in the program. Because I already have a relationship with those people.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
Because it's just too hard to have people I don't know on that live stream. If something goes wrong, like my people in the program know I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
So it's.
Well, I'll offline. I'll brainstorm with Eileen around exactly how best to promote this socially.
Okay.
But do think about these spontaneous jumping in Facebooks.
Yes. So, but what will help me be spontaneous is to have a little bit of an idea of how often, when, which platform.
Yeah, I'll brainstorm that with Eileen next week. Yeah.
Okay. And then for just so you guys know, Colleen is actually working on graphics for that launch. So it'll have its own logo and stuff. So that's in the works. Anything else that anybody can think of around the launch?
I am taking vacation the week of the 7th because I'm moving.
Okay.
And that's been planned for several months. So you probably want to know that. But
yeah.
I'm moving the first part of the week, really, and I took the whole week off just so I haven't had a vacation in years. So first of all, so I thought it'd be a good time to actually take one, and I'm pretty sure I need one. Pretty sure that needs to happen.
You do.
And but I can, if it, I'm figuring once everything's set up and everything, I can probably check in and make, if there's an emergency or you need me or I need to filter work over to somebody else, I'll do that. Well, but probably the first couple of days I won't be available.
Okay, so the first webinar is Wednesday night, the 8th.
Okay.
And so here's the other interesting part is before Teresa started working for me, Teresa has vacation that week too.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay.
So this is why I's dotted, T's crossed the week before. And I'm technically out the 1st, 2nd, and 6th, but I'm going to be on. I'm traveling, but I'm going to be on. Okay. And so that's why I think it's just important for us to just be on it up front and have the campaigns built. And I will do my, everything I possibly can to get all the emails ahead of time for all the way through at least the beginning of promoting the second one.
Yeah, and I think Melissa and I can tag team, to make sure everything's done as much as possible ahead of time.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so that's just, and that will help because when we get into that week, then it's just, being ready. The only place I will say, Melissa, and hopefully you haven't had this problem, but I have had problems with Zoom and Infusionsoft and people actually getting the right link to access it. So I've had things go haywire that night because of problems with the Zoom Infusionsoft link.
I'll look at it. I haven't had that problem, so maybe it's a setup.
Okay.
I have another client that had issues with that. Are you using total mind blank, like the link in there? Or are you putting the link directly in there? Or are you using like a merge field for your link?
It's a merge field, I believe.
That is the one that was causing problems for my client too.
Okay.
We just started putting the link directly in there as like a secondary. So putting the merge field and putting under it, hey, if you have trouble, here's the link.
I don't even, you don't have to do that. You should be able to do an API and I'll give them their own login link.
Yeah, because that's what I'm using. Yeah, we're using an API for the
okay.
And it just, if they opt in like really close to the time of the call, especially, it's not working, or they'll get it blank or the wrong thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so we started putting like last month. Yeah, we just started putting like hey, if it's not working or your link is missing.
Okay.
Here it is.
Thank you. Good enough.
Yeah. So let's make sure we address that one, especially because you guys are both out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll follow up with that. We don't need to talk about that right now. I have a template where I put all those email campaigns and I'll share that with you guys. And we can just come up with an ad strategy as we get closer.
Yeah, and Eileen will be running that. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I think.
I just got my other client texting me here, sort of asking for a link. So.
Okay. So yeah, just as soon as you've got some stats for me, I'd love to see them. As soon as Willie's got something for me, I'd love to see it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I think that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get that set up we'll get you connected on Zoho and probably go ahead and invite Eileen and Anam in there too.
Is there any reason for Catherine and Russ or anybody else at CVA to be in Slack?
No, yeah, everybody under the sun's in there right now.
Yeah, can you? If they don't need to be there, can you take those out? I mean, you don't have to, but that would make me very more comfortable. I'm not doing anything wrong. I just don't want to deal with it. Is all.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to pull Catherine out just yet. Russ can go just because.
Is she still helping you? Oh, okay.
She isn't, but it hasn't been that long. So if there was an emergency, it's still still a little viable for me.
Yeah.
To answer your question, but yeah, I don't think there's.
She's not gonna be a problem.
Not active.
I love how through the post of the hour your hair's dried and all the volumes coming in.
Yeah, exactly. And Jonathan, are you on Slack? Because I don't have you added yet.
Absolutely. Yeah, all the time.
Okay, cool. All right. If I have any other questions, I'll email.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Wedding pics soon.
What?
I'll be sending wedding pics next week.
Cool. Look forward to it.
Bye.